or a person who's hungry and wants the job and wants to kick ass than the person who's going to be, hey, can I do this now? Hey, can I do that now? Because my philosophy is I'm going to give somebody as much rope as they need to hang themselves very well. And then if and when they do, I'm going to protect them and bail them out of that situation because they're with me. You know, one of the things about naval aviation is when you join up on a guy and you're a wingman. I meant to talk about this earlier. Some of these things this all folds in on itself. So some of this is repetitive, right? But when you learn to fly in the Navy, we survive in combat by having section tactics, which is there's a lead and he's going in to get a target. He's got a wingman whose job is to protect him. His job as a lead is to make sure he doesn't put the wingman in a bad situation and get him killed, because you can do that all kinds of ways, right? And there's all kinds of things that are required of the wingman to protect the lead. But at the same time, it gets fairly complicated. But the bottom line is, in order to learn to be a good lead, you got to understand what it is to be a wingman, and the same in the opposite direction, right? So usually what we do, and the Air Force is different the way they train their guys, but as soon as you show up in a squadron, you can expect that you're going to be going to get you show up, you know how to employ your airplane as an individual unit. The next thing you're going to learn is how to employ it as a section, and the way we're going to teach you that is we're going to throw you not into the section wingman spot, you're going to be the lead. So it's like, here you go, dude. And so one thing I didn't mention on the last slide when I talk about you're only as good as your last flight, is when we go do something in a jet, you don't just show up, hop in, and fire it up. You got to brief that whole event, like start to finish. Like, okay, the worst things were like the 5:30 brief. Hey, it's 05:30. Okay, we're walking at 6:30. We're going to be going downstairs. We're doing this. We're going to, here's the range times we're going in on. All the domestics is like all the timing, all the comm plan, all the who we're going to be talking to, all that kind of stuff. Then you get into the actual, what's the flight about, what's the route of flight, how we're going to get into this turn point, out of that turn point, what's the target look like, how we're going to find the target, what do we do if we've got a problem, are there any reattacks going to happen, then you get into emergency procedures, that's a whole freaking 20 minutes. So it's all boom, it's all scripted, and then the reason it's so scripted is because as soon as you get in and start the thing up, it's going to change, right? And so if you have no clue what you're doing beforehand, you're not going to handle, version 3, 4, 5, and 6 very well, right? And it gets worse, because once you get done learning how to be a section lead, then you got to be a division lead, and you got 4 airplanes in the same piece of sky. And then when you get to the big boy land where you're flying off the carrier, you got strike packages going down range, which is every squadron's coughing up 1 or 2 divisions of airplanes that are going to do something major, right? So, and then there's fuel, tankers, and all kinds of other stuff going on, and international borders and all that kind of stuff. So if you can, get ahead, you can't be the guy who's going to ask permission in that environment. You got to make decisions. So, and decisions should always be made at the lowest possible level. Like I never took over anything in the Navy where I didn't say like, hey, I want everything bubbled up to me. I was like, I don't ever want to hear about it. I don't even want to know this is a problem. I want it taken care of. And companies should go to that mindset too. You don't need to worry about all that stuff. If you take care of your people, all the problems, they take care of themselves. Okay? I learned that a long time ago. So, and only other thing I want to mention about this was that people, always leaders or managers or whatever you want to call them, always appreciate people who think ahead, right? Mother's Day was last Sunday. Hope you didn't screw that up. Oh, gosh. All right, this one's really important. I can talk about this for hours and I'll get choked up if I get too crazy on it. You hear a lot of this in movies, right? This is the biggest problem in corporate America. We leave people behind all the time. I don't care about anybody, right? You don't perform, you're gone. You can't get here that week, you're gone.